belonging is like, no matter who you are or like what you're like, you have a place. There's a space for you. Yeah.
We put a lot of effort into helping him, support him. He could still be who he is, but he would be loved and have the opportunity to form those strong relationships.
His sense of humor. That's what I like about him because he makes me laugh a lot.
I like his smile and when he laughs.
His laugh's very, contagious.
I think he's a good friend.
My name is Rachel Smith. I'm a mom to 4 wonderful children, 2 of which are twins, and 1 of which is my son, Ryder.
My name's Scott. I'm Ryder's dad.
Ryder is currently 15 years old, and he is diagnosed with cerebral palsy. We found out, I think within the first week or so that the boys were born, that Ryder had perioventricular leukonoma. It was a very hard conversation to have, and I just kept asking this doctor, are you trying to tell me that my son has brain damage? I did finally get him to say, yes, that is what that means.
As a family, we felt lost, trying to figure out and navigate how his future is going to look and what are we going to do as parents.
One thing that was very important to us was that Ryder have the same opportunities as his siblings. One thing that all of our children have participated in is community club soccer, and we really wanted the boys to have that same experience. We weren't sure what exactly that was going to look like, but we knew we wanted to make it happen.
We worked with the Children's Rehabilitation Center. They built a scoop on the front of it, painted it up, put his number on the side of it. We were pretty worried about how he would be accepted, how he would be viewed, and would other families accept him on the field? Would other children accept him on the field? And immediately the kids accepted him. We really knew that was the case when he scored a goal. And oftentimes when a kid scores a goal, one side cheers. But when Ryder scored, both sides of the field just roared and celebrated.
Soccer is really where Ryder met his first group of friends. Ryder and Theo met at 3 on the soccer field, and they're still friends today, which I think really speaks to the bond that the 2 of them have. It's a very special friendship.
I think he's probably the friend I've had around the longest because I've known him since we were 3, and he always is good at making you feel kind of, appreciated. He always shows he cares, I think. Always hold your hand or be close to you.
The first day that we rolled into the classroom, I was very nervous, but when we walked in and I looked around and pretty much our entire soccer team was in the room, and then most of the other students were kids that we had played against on other teams. That sense of community was there the minute we walked in the door.
And it was neat to see him on the playground. That's when we saw what inclusion looked like. He would be in a scrum of his friends all playing on the playground, really just part of what was going on. He was really accepted for who he was, and he formed some really great bonds.
At the end of kindergarten, we got called in for a meeting.
They said, due to a number of circumstances, that he wasn't able to come back the next year.
My heart was literally on the floor. I didn't know what to say. I think I immediately burst into tears. They were suggesting that we send him to a school outside of our community.
We were told that this school is inclusive and it's fully accessible, that it would meet all Ryder's needs. And when we got there, they had an accessible playground. They had occupational therapists.
That are on site, 4 out of 5 days a week. They had bikes, they had
physiotherapists.
So much equipment. We happened to be there at recess when we went on this tour, so show us this accessible structure. So they took us outside, and what drew our attention immediately was that there was 3 little boys in wheelchairs. They weren't anywhere near the accessible play structure, and their staff were all sitting at a picnic table congregating with each other. So that pretty much, I think, cemented for us that Ryder wasn't going to be going to this school.
We wanted him to be in his community, not move to another school outside. We wanted him to be with his friends that he met through playing soccer, and most importantly, to be with his siblings, with his brother and his older siblings in the same school. We just ended up saying he's going to come back in September, and they did eventually figure it out. There's a big difference between what is inclusion and what is accessible.
You can have all of those equipment-based things that make a building accessible, but I think it's changing mindsets that really is what true inclusion and accessibility is all about. There needs to be that acceptance there and that true treating people like they are part of the community.
Rachel and I knew a lot of families just working in the sector, meeting other families who also had children with disabilities. We were often told things are going to change. Those social dynamics are going to change. The friends that he had when he was younger are going to drift away. And one of our greatest fears as Ryder got older is that he is going to be lonely, that his friends are going to move on. As a family, we would often play Dungeons and Dragons together. Dungeons and Dragons is a role-playing game where it's sort of a collaborative storytelling opportunity. You take on the role of heroes to overcome some great obstacle in an epic journey, often involving castles or dungeons, dragons with great treasure. You can be the hero you want to be. Ryder kind of grew out of that community club soccer, and he was looking for other social opportunities where he can still not be on the sidelines, that he can contribute as an equal part, be a member of the team, or in Dungeons & Dragons you call it the party, and he can have a role that is equal to others.
Right out of the gate, we had several kids interested.
Ryder's dad started talking about Dungeons & Dragons to me, and then he mentioned that they were going to be starting a new campaign soon, and he asked if I wanted to join.
I like kind of just being able to hang out with him outside of school because we don't have classes together.
I've only ever played with like my siblings and stuff. It'd be nice to like play with a group.
He loves rolling dice, he loves eating cheesies, he loves the social aspect of it, but to actually play the game, he needs help from his friends.
Should we break the door or climb over it? Break the door. Good choice.
It was a great opportunity for Ryder to make decisions and his friends to help learn how to help him make those decisions. And oftentimes we felt with those with disabilities that they never had many of those opportunities and they lose that skill.
People need a support network built around them to help them make those decisions in life and to help them live their best life and be part of the community.
What started out as a silly game, having fun, has really turned out into a thing that might be lifelong, where his friends are going to have those opportunities to get together, to be a support for each other. It's those kids that are the best at inclusion. It's really the adults with all the stigmas and experiences and stereotypes built in over the years, that it's the kids who know inclusion the best. Inclusion for Ryder is him being surrounded by his friends on the school playground, not separate, not segregated. It's just kids playing all together.
I feel like we're going to stay friends because if we've been friends for this long, then I don't think we're going to stop anytime soon.
We're not going to be here forever. So having these relationships and friendships in his life is so important. He needs that community.
Our vision for Ryder's future is that he has friends and family around him, helping him amplify his voice, his choice, make the decisions he wants to make.
I would love to say that we have it all figured out, but we definitely don't. And I feel like Ryder is going to help us find, what the next part of his journey is.
Yeah, he'll decide his journey forward.